right, y'all, this is Deck Life. So before we get started, I want to put out a disclaimer. This is a conversation we're about to have for grown folks, for real people, for real talk. If there's any children around, if you're listening or watching, get them out of the room. Let me say it right now. If you have your mother, father, somebody young around you, get them out the room. Putting a disclaimer out there ahead of time. This is about to be a real grown folks conversation. So I'm Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I'm Lisa, and I can't wait to say what I got to say.
Ooh.
So the first topic for tonight for this show, it is sex on the first date. When adults meet up and hook up for the first time, and some have sex on the first date. What is that like for a woman, and where does that take you to? Because do you make up your mind ahead of time? Does it hit you in the middle of the conversation or the meeting? Or do you already have your mind made up in advance that you are going to smash somebody that night? Get at me.
I think it goes both ways. Sometimes you may have met somebody, you've seen that sexual chemistry, and you may in your mind be like, I think I might have to give him some. But then he can start talking and he can cancel all that. Like, oh, forget it. I can't give him none. He get on my nerves already.
So right out of it.
Wherever she is on the screen, I want to point to whatever position she may be in, because I can't tell. So I'm just going to point wherever she at. What she said.
What she said. Go
what
ahead.
The hell she said.
He done talked himself all out of
talked his way out the drawers. Period.
Like,
the end.
You was about to get you something.
You was about to get it, bro.
Shh. Don't say nothing else.
And sometimes he can't help himself but to say something else.
You're like, okay, I don't even want to know you right now. So you like you ain't getting nothing. That's how that be.
Go ahead, Lisa.
It's one of the most aggravating places to be in. You've talked to this person, you've gotten to know this person, y'all agree to go out, and the chemistry is off the hook. Like, you're vibing on a level that you can't even put a name to. And at some point in that vibe, a woman makes a decision. Oh, I need to see if this is going to be what I think it is. Because if it is, I'm all in. I'm going to work this shit out all the way from start to finish. If it's not, I'm going to cut my losses and go ahead and call it a night. But like sis said, sometimes y'all run your motherfucking mouths so damn much that you just go wait. Everything just closes up. You just be like,
I'm good.
Okay. Is this over?
I'm good.
You give me half the bill, because I don't want you to have to pay for all of this by yourself. I'm good. Let me go on back to the house.
So I have to go back to something what you said, Lisa, is that it's a decision. Is that decision premeditated, or sometimes it's premeditated?
Sometimes you vibe to the point where you already feel like, this dude, oh my God, I need to know, because this shit's got to be, if it's as good as this buildup is, and I'm feeling him and he's feeling me, and we are in that zone. To me, for speaking for me, I can't speak for any other woman. You got to mentally put me in that space long before we get to the actual act thereof. It has got to be mental. It's not always just a physical thing, because, everybody got an itch, need to scratch, blah, 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 quack, right? But if you can mentally scratch up here and you get them fingers down to the scalp, and my brain is like, well, let me get a little closer.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Then that's a foregone conclusion.
Okay.
We're going to work that shit out.
Leisha, go ahead.
Sometimes like you could just meet like the other part of your question you stated. Sometimes you could just meet somebody. You had no intentions, you wasn't even talking to them previously. That's the people that just met somebody and y'all just hit it off. Could have had a couple of drinks at the bar or whatever, just met somebody and decided, hey, you know what? You seem like you're cool. Let's go hang out and chill. And something can happen then. That happens to some people too.
Right.
I mean, It all
So,
depends.
so what you're saying is that it can be a spur of the moment
Yeah.
Yes.
that the feeling hits you, and you're like, I'm gonna make this happen.
Yes.
Pretty
What?
much.
So what do the guy have any say in it going down or not going down, other than
Of
talking
course.
himself out of the drawer?
Of course.
Of course. I mean,
Okay, what you say?
he can say yes or no.
Right.
It's
But
always consent. Consent is always on the table for the male also.
but ultimately, it is the woman's decision to make it happen or not the male's.
Uh,
Not necessarily.
60-40. It's 60-40. Well,
Really?
well,
64.
no, I'm gonna go higher than that. It's 80-20.
Okay.
Because to me, if I'm sitting at the bar, I'm usually not just sitting at the bar to be sitting at the bar, right?
Mhm.
This is, again, speaking for me. I'm
Mhm.
sitting there chilling, either I'm after work or I'm waiting on friends or I'm doing a host of other stuff while I'm waiting at the bar. It's very, very rare for me to meet somebody that the chemistry is off the hook right from that spot. When my younger days, absolutely that could happen. But after you get a little age on you, you start to go, wait a minute now, is it gonna be a stalker? Because I know I got that stalker grade stuff happening. I'm coming into it with the bomb off the rip. Do
Uh-huh.
I bring my A game or do I
The
give him the
self
B?
Yeah.
promotion is something here, I
I'm
must
trying to
say.
tell you,
For real.
I'm a Scorpio. I'm a living, breathing embodiment of what a sexual encounter should be like because I give it all. I don't leave
Mm,
anything on the
okay.
table, right?
Okay.
However, what I've learned is there's an A game
And a B game.
and a B game. And my
But
best friend will,
can a guy talk you into saying yes when you
no,
want to say no?
no, absolutely not. Not me.
Alicia, go ahead,
Can
because
he
you got
talk?
that faith.
Can he? Because when I was younger, maybe when I was younger, maybe you probably could talk me into something. But now, no,
Not
because he's
even
older.
then.
Hold on. So wait. When you was younger, a guy can talk you into it, even though
Probably,
you didn't want to.
probably when I was younger. Yeah,
No.
Probably.
probably when I was younger. Like, yeah, come on, let's hang out, have some drinks. Okay, like I don't really know. He ain't all that cute, but all right, he seems like a nice guy. That's when you get that. But he seems like a nice guy.
But no, okay.
Or
So follow what I'm saying to you.
or your friends be like, take one for the team.
But the thing
I've
is,
done
in
that.
your mind, sex is not on the table. Can the guy talk you into having sex?
No, if I don't want to, no.
Okay. Now I say that for a reason because a lot of guys think that they talk women out of their drawers, not
Boy, bye.
realize. Listen, not
Yeah, I
realize.
know, I know, I know. Bless their little pea picking hearts.
That's
You
part of
ain't
their
talked
person.
nobody out of nothing,
That's
boo.
just
You
their
ain't talking.
personality. That's just their
That's just
Listen,
personality.
that machismo. I'm a
listen.
macho man. I talked her out of them
But you
panties.
know,
I sure did.
I heard it too
but you
many
know what?
times.
So
Laugh.
have
But
I.
but you know what? You can say that because they could talk themselves out of getting some also. So they could keep
But they
talking and
can't
they don't
talk
get
themselves into getting some. You see, because the woman makes up her mind at some
some
point
point. Yeah,
if
some
it's
point.
going down
Yeah,
or not. If
or
it's a
not.
no,
Absolutely.
you can't talk her into saying yes.
Not
It
ever.
is her
No.
own. It is her own mind that takes her there if she
Yeah.
wants to or not. And let me go back to the previous question. Is it premeditated? Because I've known women to leave the house knowing that night they're going to get some. They just looking
A willing
for
victim.
a lottery winner.
Uh-huh.
Lottery winner. Willing victim. All the same
For the right
circumstances.
lottery, all the same, but ultimately they know what their plan is and it's premeditated.
Yes.
Guys thinks that they have the actual gift of gab that if they had the sexual encounter that night, that they did something to make it happen.
Nah, dog.
Go ahead, Lise.
I said nah, dog. That's just not the way that really works. We
So
let
how
you
does it
we
really
let
work?
you believe that. We let you believe that
Mm,
because we understand that there's an ego involved. And we
mm,
understand that sometimes you may throw your A game down because your ego has stepped into the game. That big dick energy and that big dick ego, it's a thing. It really,
mm.
really is a thing. And if you if you're not paying attention to his cues, you might miss the fact that he may be sexy as fuck, right?
Mhm.
But you got to be careful because you have to discern between, is he somebody that I can trust after the fact?
Mm.
Because that's important. If I get a vibe from you, you could be fine as hell, smell good, look good, your game's good, all of that shit. But if I get a vibe, if I get that little itchy thingy at the back of my neck, no,
some women nowadays, they're not looking for the afterthought of the vibe. They just think for right now they're gonna scratch that itch and then worry about the vibes later. Like, oh, now he's stalking me. Now I gotta change my phone number. I'm glad I didn't let him know where I live.
As I said, younger me wouldn't have thought that, and that's where them stalkers came from, right?
You got a stalker.
They're still
change the number.
I'm not being funny when I say this. There's still men looking for me right now.
I know.
Right now, to this day.
Wow.
Real talk.
Wow. So
I blocked so many people on Facebook, social media.
Blocked. Block game is strong.
Don't go to my friends. Don't go around them. Don't create fake pages. And I'm not saying that it's all because of me. I'm saying that, again, when you're a sexual entity, when you are a expression of what pleasure is, there are some people who've never met that level before. And they it's like a high. They keep chasing. And then they go, wait, where the fuck is she? How do I get her back? Let me
so
looking for you in the daytime with a flashlight.
So you're comparing yourself to crack. Okay.
Yep.
Damn
okay.
Skippy.
Yep.
It's addictive as fuck. I'm not playing.
Yes.
All right. I got you. So
But see, I own that shit. That's the difference, Jay.
I
can own it.
I totally get it. But now the reason why I asked then is this here. Then why is it most times adults, when they hear about someone having a first encounter and it leading to sex, why do they have a problem with it? Why is this stigma attached to it?
What's my
Let's
favorite
talk about it.
word?
Oh man, don't tell me indoctrination. Please don't tell me
Think about it. We are the only culture and the only country that has a problem with sex off the top. Other cultures and other countries, it's like washing your hands. It's like shaking hands. Sex for other cultures is a natural progression in being a human being. So for other, maybe I was born in the wrong time, and maybe this is my second or third life, and I just learned to enjoy myself and enjoy me and my pleasure before I worry about other people's bullshit. But yes, it is the scorn, it's the judgment, it's the, oh, she's a loose girl, oh, she puts out on the first date, blah, 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 blah. We're so concerned because we've been indoctrinated to believe that sex on the first date is a bad thing for the woman. For the man, but for the woman.
Now she a hoe.
She's 17 different kind of hoes and 17 different area codes.
She's a whore. A loose woman.
Because what I don't want to do, I don't want to go back to high school. I'm talking about adults.
And so am I.
Adults.
Okay.
Oh, right. I belong to so many different groups for so many different things, right? For culture, for art, for TV, for blah, blah, blah. And when sex comes up, I don't care what the label of the group is. If a sexual conversation comes up, the women in that group will
turn on another woman, call her a whore.
And I can't believe you did that.
Let them listen to this.
Please.
You should share this in their group.
And will.
At work. It's like in the workplace.
Sexual liberation for women.
That's like in the workplace.
Still in the dark ages.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Sexual liberation for women is still, baby, think about it for 1 second. Think about it for 1 second.
The only reason why I push back on that is this here. Because of the advent of social media, I think there's more sexual conversations being had on social media
and just as much judgment,
podcasts, and through a lot of things, that there's a lot more freedom that is being expressed at this time than ever before. So that's why I said. But now, as far as judgment goes, that's a human characteristic that I don't see going anywhere. But I don't think it's fair to judge anyone that's an adult for what behavior they choose to make a choice of. It's not for us to judge, because at the end of the day, We are all adults. What you do in your bedroom, I shouldn't judge.
Exactly.
It's not about me.
Or in the hotel
Right.
room, or in the backseat of somebody.
Somebody
I'm just
call,
saying.
whatever you want to be.
I'm just saying. Okay.
But
Let me give you a good example though, Jay.
Go
Oh
ahead,
boy,
Lee.
that went to Carnival with his wife. What was the rapper? Was it Nas or was it somebody else? I can't think of. I got to go back to my group. But he was whining. It wasn't really
Yes,
grinding. You saw
I
the
know what you're
video,
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah, I know you're talking about. Can't think
and
of what it was.
they were like, "Oh, if that was my husband, he could have never." And if this was so forth and so on, and that woman, she ain't nothing but a tramp because she's letting him grind all over her and blah blah. These are all adults.
Yep.
All
But
adults.
here's the thing. But look where you're talking about. And
Yeah.
that's why I keep having this conversation about what we put on social media. We allow ourselves to now become judged. We allow ourselves, we put our business out there, we will get judged for it. And that's the playground for it.
Excuse me. Pardon
Right.
me. I want to put this out here on this podcast and for the social media for all the world to hear me say, okay? Pay attention. Your judgment and a $3 bill is all that it's worth for judging me for my life. Judge me as you see fit. At my age, I have lived and done most everything I've wanted to do, and here I stand. You judged me for whatever you want to judge me for. I'm going to keep on doing what it is I want to do anyway. Most people need to stop for 2 seconds and ask themselves, is this judgment going to change who I am? 80% of the people are going to say no. I'm gonna still do what I want to do. Will I be quieter about it? Well, hold on. Let me get there. Will I be quieter about it? Will I keep it off of social media? You're still gonna be the same freak in the sheets you were, baby, whether you put it on social media or not.
But
do
the thing
you?
is, but here's the thing though, and we've seen it. We've seen the outbursts and the people with the videos and all this stuff. If you're going to be in that frame of mind, and I'm not just talking about you, Lise, I'm
Right.
saying people in that frame of mind that's just going to run the social media and put their business out there, then I say you don't read the comments, because what a lot of times what happens is, and what you hear, people is the person who put their business out there is reacting to the comments, and they have issues with the comments. And I'm like, so if that's the case, why did you put it on social media?
And that's
'Cause you want to
ridiculous.
be judged. That's
Well,
that. And no,
what people want is approval. It's a constant seeking of approval,
I
whether
agree
or
with,
not they want to admit it.
I agree with you there.
It's
That's without a doubt.
there's an insecure need in some people, right? If we want to psychoanalyze that, because we know that's a part of why it goes out on social media. To me, there are several different layers to this. I'm putting it out here because I feel as if I need to have my voice heard. A, because it's been stifled, or B, because I've never felt comfortable speaking out publicly about my own stuff or anybody else's. C, there is, again, I want the approval. I want someone to tell me it's okay to be who I am. Those people don't have my sense of fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
I would say the older generation was more concerned about what everybody else thought. Because these Gen Zs and these Gen X's,
Gen Ys, K, and LMNOP,
they out here throwing it, busting it eye wide, doing whatever they want to do, and don't care about what you think. They looking at these videos, these video girls. They think they the next video vixens, so they know they don't do the video vixens no more, but they don't care.
But let me push it
living
this
their
way.
lives.
But let me push it this way. But Alicia, let me say this, and I'm going to move away from social media. You and this is an assumption, but I'm going to say you might have a girlfriend, a close friend, that might have went out the other night and smashed on the first date, and she didn't come back in and tell you because she's worried about being judged.
No, not
Just
my
like
she's not my girlfriend.
not my friends.
Right. I was about to say not my friends.
But you have heard of this, is that people keep secrets because they're afraid to share them because they don't want to be judged by them. Am I right or wrong?
You're absolutely right. And I've had friends.
That's friendship. And that's friendship.
And those people are no longer my friends.
Most of my friends, my friends, I'm like, all right, girl, as long as you being safe. That's all. That's the whole premise of our relationships. Long as you're safe, long as you're good, I don't care what you did, how you gave it up, what you did, when you did it. Long as you safe and you good, and he ain't put his hands on you, he ain't hurt you, and you came back home in one piece and you safe. That's the main thing. That's it. Other than that, have fun. Do what you
So
do.
now, with you saying that, now I'm going to push the envelope a little bit. In your circle, do all of your circle feel that very same way?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody.
You
That's
have
why.
to,
That's why they're the
hold up.
circle.
In the
Oh,
circle, in the circle, everybody feels that way, but you may have one or two haters. There's always a hater in the bunch.
hold
The
on.
hater,
They're gone.
the hater
See,
just,
that's the difference.
the hater
I got
just
rid of
probably
my
mad
haters.
because they ain't get it.
I got rid of my haters.
Because they
Yes, I
because they
had
ain't-
haters
because
in
they
my.
didn't
Don't you sit here and tell me it is 100% that everybody is on the same page with you.
In my, so again, let me come back around. In my group, in my circle of my village friends, my true blue ride or dies, all they want from me to know is where you going. Make sure you send me a picture of his license plate.
Exactly.
Make sure I know where. Just send me your location, because like Lisa said, it's all about safety.
Safety.
You got a condom, he got a condom, we all good. Okay, go do your thing. But I got one friend that'll tell me point blank, hey, don't bring that A game out unless we keeping him around for a minute. Don't do that shit now.
But you don't know if you're going to keep them men around.
I'm telling you what with the advice that I received from my bestie.
Stop
throwing that. She told one guy, I swear to God, on both my hands. We went to a homecoming one year, and one of her college friends, followed me all over the damn place. She's like, yo, bro, let me help you out. Unless you are ready, 1000% ready, that shit ain't made for mortal man. This ain't what you looking for. He had to stop, and he was like, whoa, you saying that? Are you hating on your girl? She's like, no, I'm telling you. That right there, that ain't made for mortal man. Unless you trying to get caught right now, go on and do your thing, bro. Because you not gonna, you can't stalk her. I'm not gonna have it. That's how the type of friends you should have. Those are the friends that I have.
So universally, having an encounter on the first date shouldn't be a problem.
Should not.
Nope.
You're grown.
It should not.
Not a problem.
But we know it is a problem. We know that
it's always
some circles that it is a problem.
Some circles, like some girls, like, well, we going out, but you leaving me? Well, why are you leaving me? Because I going somewhere else.
I gave you the protocol.
But some of them,
but I gave you the protocol.
But we come together, we leave together. No, okay, I'm leaving. Some people get like
okay,
that.
Whoa. Now, if we're out of state, whoa. If we're traveling, right, and we don't know the people, we don't know the area, that's a different story, right? I'm not talking about, like, if we go out to Jamaica, I'm not going out with brother first night and I meet him on the beach and we screwing on the beach. No, that's not cool. Because we're in Jamaica. People get kidnapped all the time. I'm not saying be stupid, right? I'm saying that if you're with your core group of friends and y'all are going out for a night on the town and there's a protocol in place. Literally, we have a whole protocol. This is pre-relationship, but anyway, like she said, be safe. Make sure I have your location. Make sure I know blah blah blah. Do the code word. If you don't feel safe, hit me up, because go do you in the meantime. That's how you weed out your friends who are not your real friends, though. Because if that one friend says, "Oh, I can't believe you gonna do that. Oh, why you leaving?
You
really gonna talk to him?
Right.
All that anyway." And I'll be like, okay.
Let me throw this out there. So, as you know, several years ago, Steve Harvey wrote a very popular book at that time. And in that book, he had his 90-day rule. That 90-day rule, a lot of women were following the 90-day rule. Okay. And that became a very popular term about giving out the cookie and 90 days before you could do it. But again, this was a cultural thing that a lot of women followed and really jumped in on. Why was something like that was able to really take off? This guy's rule in his mind that a woman should wait 90 days before having sex. And now we sit here now saying that having sex on the first encounter is cool. And he added 89 more days to make it all right to have
Because
sex.
sometimes you gotta knock it out right, cross them off your list. I don't think I'm gonna stick around for the 90 days. No, that only 90-day rule only work for people. I'm gonna say certain people that works
Certain
for.
people. Okay,
Certain
explain
people,
that. Explain it.
because I know one of my girlfriends, and the only reason why she stayed with the dude that long is because she got to know him and he was a nice dude, but she knew sexually she ain't like him. But she said, I got to know him and he's so nice. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but he ain't all that. I said, well, you should have did it in the first date, and then you would have known from day one. See, you waited around. You don't want to hurt his feelings.
He sounds confused, but that's a whole nother kind of
Now she don't want to hurt his feelings.
See, she don't want to hurt his feelings because the feelings got involved. Like you said, you should have had it the first night. You'd have known to be out. Get it?
Now you know. She said,
go ahead, Lisa. You
nice
got this
person.
first.
Bless his heart.
What's the space for? Go ahead, Lisa.
She knew I was going to say it. Steve Harvey's book was popular with ring warriors. You heard what I said. There's a sect of women, especially Black women, and especially Southern Black women, that he spoke to because he was telling them how to get a husband. He wasn't telling them how to get a man. They could all get a man, but they wanted the husband.
So no,
they wanted the ring. Ring warriors is what I call them. They listened to him and they got the rings. Some of them got the rings because it was during a time when the brothers said, oh, wait a minute. If she's going to hold it out for 90 days, that means she's the one. She's trying to get wifed up. So it's two schools of thought. It isn't just the women. There were the men that said, you know what? Damn, I might have found the right one because she's making me wait. She ain't giving it up like that. She's not for the streets.
True.
Those two schools of thought, you got to think about it. He wasn't writing the book just to women. He was writing the book for women to get men. And those men said, if she's reading that book, she's trying to be wifed up. Oh, I'm going to go from mama house to her house. I said, what the fuck I said? Because exactly what happened. Ask me how I know.
How you know?
I know a whole bunch of them. Those 90-day ring warriors that had the ceremonies, they got the husband, and here they are years later, sexually frustrated, out here in these streets talking about, oh, what a good man he is, but yet dogging him because he can't fuck worth shit. I said what I said.
But you can't put days to determine what somebody or what a relationship would establish.
You asked about the book. I gave you the answer.
No, I got it. I'm just saying to you, those that followed that was in their own path of destruction. Because when you use a term as 90 days is supposed to be your benchmark, it can be 1 day, 5 days, 100 days. The benchmark comes down through the simple part is time. It all is your chemistry with a person works over time. So if you sleep with a person the first day, the 10th day, the 100th day, it's still a workable relationship. It doesn't lead to a ring. It just leads to wherever this is going to go. But listen, I totally understand what you're saying. A lot of guys bought into that bullshit. And when they bought into it, they thought that they was getting premium hoes instead of regular.
Hey, in different area codes. I'm just saying.
That's all it was. I'm like, yo, listen, because 6 months ago, before your 90-day rule, she was smashing left, right, and center. Then she found this book, and then all of a sudden she want to wait 90 days. But she's the same one that was smashing left, right, and center. She just read a book.
And be clear, these same women were the ones that said, I'm not going to go into my 40s being single or my late 30s being single, and I damn sure won't be 50 being single. These women made a decision based on what they saw for their futures, and that book confirmed for them that, oh, this is the path. See, God led me to this and blah, 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 and quack, quack, quack. And I say again, I know I went to the weddings, was there, sitting there watching. And here you are years later. I'm mad.
Years,
What you mad
years
about?
later, we sit here, we don't even hear about the 90-day rule anymore.
Right.
It then disappeared. Why? But going back to it, like I said,
Because the hose is winning. Because the hose is winning. That's why.
having sex on the
Just saying.
first date or second date doesn't change anything.
Nothing.
It should be free of judgment. A person should be allowed to do them. And the one thing about why I separated by adults, because yes, I remember in high school, a girl could be loose because she was doing this or doing that or doing him or doing that one, and she was, but that's high school. As adults, we have to look at life on a different scheme. But now, let me add something to this mix. When you get into these religious type people that are filled with judgment, and if they hear about you having unmarried sex, that you're wrong, and now you're having sex on the first date. How loose are thou?
I'm grown.
I'm loose on the goose.
I'm like, I'm grown, and they ain't got no heaven or hell to put you in.
Hey, that part right there.
They ain't got
There
no
you
heaven
go.
or hell to put you in.
Hey,
There you go.
oh,
And we gonna go to the Bible. The God said, "Work out your own soul salvation. Let me do it for yourself."
Do it for yourself. Figure it out for yourself. But that's why I said I wanted to have this conversation, because a lot of people are dealing with judgment in their actions as adults, and they shouldn't. They should be free to live their life how they see fit, and not for others to sit around and judge. But at the same token, keep your business behind closed doors, and then you don't have to worry about being judged also.
Exactly.
and even if I don't, even if I put my business out wherever it is, the thing that I have to be cognizant of is that you are going to make a decision based on how you receive it. I'm not responsible for how you receive it.
Mhm.
And if you step to me about my decision to be an adult, the level of cussing that I'm going to put on you, I guarantee you won't do that shit again. I guarantee you will think twice. 30 seconds.
I
Wait.
guarantee it.
Oh, wait, no. That's all right. Do your thing.
On that note, we're going to wrap up. We're going to go into the
Okay.
next conversation.
Because if you go low, I'm going to hell. I'm going to knock on the door waiting on your ass. Come on.
This is Thick Life, y'all. I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
You know who I am, and I said what the fuck I said.
Peace out, y'all. She's crazy.
Shit. Oh, I was so happy you wanted to talk about that shit. Let's